There's a stake in your fat black heart, and the villagers never liked you. They are dancing and stamping on you. They always knew it was you. Daddy, daddy, you bastard, I'm through.
Hello there. We are excited to share that we hosted a poetry reading meetup in Bangalore with our feminist friends. Our goal is to create a non-judgmental and safe community where we can discuss our thoughts and interpretations of various topics. It has been a while since we last had an event like this due to the pandemic, and we have missed the intellectual stimulation and sense of community that it brought. This time we choose Sylvia Plath's poem for the event because they have a strong feminist tone and can be interpreted in various ways by different poetry lovers. We believe that poetry has a way of bringing out the softer side of us while also sparking thought-provoking conversations.
Daddy, you do not do any more black shoe in which I have lived like a foot for 30 years, poor and white, barely daring to breathe or chew. Daddy, I have had to kill you.
You know, I would actually like to know from the teenagers sitting here, like, what do you feel about that? Like, do you think you will kind of feel like, yeah, Sylvia Plath is someone that I can relate to?
Not a rebel kid. If Tanush does the same thing, okay, no one pointed at him, but if a boy or a man does the same thing, then they're not going to be labeled the same way. I'm supposed to be composed all the time. I'm supposed to keep everyone happy. I'm supposed to feed everyone. When I do anything that is a little out of characteristics, when I'm bold, or when I speak my mind, or when I just tell people that I'm angry, I'm misbehaving. I need to, be grounded. My phone needs to be taken away. That same thing cannot be happening with a boy. It'll be labeled as boys misbehave, But the same thing is not about girls.
What really interests me about this poem is how it's very angry, how it starts off very angry, but it ends at saying, I am done being angry at you. I'm done being angry at my father who died when I was 10. I'm done being angry at the man I fell in love with and who ended up being like my father.
Like, the first time I read the poetry, I didn't understand anything, to be very honest. Adra helped me to think about it, and I'm not a person who reads poetry. But when she made me hear this, I could hear the anger and I felt at home. I felt very good about it.
Because I'm from Calcutta, there's a lot of, I know, people are much more accepting, I think, over there. There's a lot I didn't know about myself that when I came here I found out, like, as privileged as it might sound, I've never had to think about like my caste or my religion, because in Calcutta it's not something that is discussed at all. So after coming here, there's so much talk around which caste someone is, or like, whatever. I have friends who are dating interreligiously, and when they go somewhere, they just get so much more, nonsense to deal with. And I think even in like college, there's always, you can always, even if it's not apparent or in your face, there's always this undertone of you are a girl and you will be treated differently.
Every sentence, every word, and the way she says it, it's like a matter of fact, And yet we know the critics and whoever decides to write about her or speak about her or judge her have judged her as somebody with a problem, somebody who's angry, somebody who's unable to handle herself, someone who cannot control her emotions, somebody who dares to speak up these things. I'm sure all of us have similar thoughts, but not all of us can, express them as beautifully as her.
Someone who speaks a little bit, disagrees, is declared mad, hysterical. I mean, even if you look at history of psychology, students here, hysteria is a disease. Like, women were put on medicines for just asking too many questions.
During her undergraduate years, that Plath began to suffer symptoms of severe depression. In one of her journal entries, dated June 20th, 1958, she wrote, "It is as if my life were magically run by two electric currents, joyous positive and despairing negative." As a part of the race of the poem, Plath had her first collection of poetry published in England in 1960. Struggling with her mental illness, she wrote The Bell Jar in 1963, her only novel, which was based on kind of her life and which shows that one woman is dealing with mental breakdown.
And not only does Sylvia talk about her troubled relationships with her father, which a lot of us can relate to, but also she brings into light her troubled relationships in her marriage, in a domestic space. And as someone who struggled with mental health, the poem also sheds light on that. So I think that is the reason the poem continues to hold relevance today, because of the topics that it covers. And moreover, the way it was written in a very uncomplicated manner. It's a very confessional style of poetry, and it's very easy to read and very easy to understand.
We are happy that our first BFF meetup was a great success. We used poetry as a tool to discuss various issues that we face in our personal and collective lives, and it was a wonderful experience. Our biggest takeaway from this meetup was the power of art and literature in addressing political, social, and personal challenges. We created a safe and inclusive space for intergenerational conversations, which allowed us to learn from each other's perspectives. We are excited to continue these meetups on a monthly basis and invite more people to join us.